my daughter Linda was diagnosed with schizophrenia 3 years ago, and she's currently residing in a shelter, and I'm trying to contact her, and no one will tell me if she's there or not.
What is your response to this?
With me being away from at college, I worry about my mom and worry about Linda. And I know mom is really stressed and upset, but when she's trying to get in contact with her, so it's just really stressful.
So you said it's been 3 years. What did it look like when she started changing in those 3 years?
Linda used to be, like, she just used to be the best. I was so proud of her. She was like all-star track runner. She was prom queen. She had so many friends. People would come over to her house all the time. And then she turned about 20, starting to be 21, and I noticed as things seemed to be a lot more off. She started having like these visions that God was telling her to leave all her friends behind, like that she didn't need them. And then I think the reason why she was diagnosed was she actually came at us with a knife in our kitchen one day. We were just sitting there, and she said something, and I forget what I said. It must have been like, I think I just said like, Linda, I think like you might need help, and she just came at us with the knife. It was then that she went to a psychiatric unit and was diagnosed.
What was that time like when she was in the unit?
It was hard for me, but there was like two sides to it. It was hard, but it was good for me because I knew that she was getting the help that she needed to. But it's hard because I feel like, why did this happen to us? Why did this happen to our family?
So you were happy that she was getting the help that she needed, but it was hard to see her being a different daughter.
Yeah.
Larissa, how did she change around you?
We used to be really close, but ever since all this happened, it seems like she keeps her distance and she doesn't have any trust towards me anymore. And it's just heartbreaking that I've kind of lost my sister in a way through a mental illness.
She's not the same sister that you knew. Talk to me about after she got out of the psychiatric unit, what that looks like.
After she came home, she was actually doing really well. It almost seemed like we had a little bit of the old Linda back. They prescribed her medication, which she was taking regularly. But then all of a sudden, she stopped taking her medication. God was telling her she didn't need it, that this was actually like her reality, that she didn't need me or her sister. And so, yeah, and that's when she left our home and went to the homeless shelter where she's at. I guess she's at right now, I don't even know.
Okay. So you were just concerned because the medication that was helping her, she heard from God that she didn't need, and so now she's dealing with the same symptoms that she had before. What did those symptoms look like? You mentioned hearing God tell her that she doesn't need her friends anymore, but what other symptoms was she having?
She would have some hallucinations. Again, it's mostly like this big voice, like she calls it God. I don't know. Big voice calling down, telling her like that she needs to do certain things, like that she needs to drop out of school, that she needs to abandon all her friends, saying that our sister and I are demons. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And I know this is not reality, but she thinks that this is like, she thinks that this voice is telling her the truth, and I can't do anything to persuade her otherwise.
Yeah, so you just lost that daughter that you had before, and every time you tried to reach out to help her, she wouldn't take your advice. And what specific ways did you try to tell her that it wasn't reality, or try to bring her back to reality?
I think, I mean, I might not have gone about it in the healthiest way, but I'm not a clinician, I don't know what to do, I'm just her mom, I just try to like sit her down, hold her shoulders and say, Linda, this is not real, like, listen to me, I'm real. And it doesn't do anything, she just flings me off and runs away.
Has she had any other psychiatric help, therapy or anything?
No, not really, not besides the psychiatric unit.
Was that the only time that she was in the unit?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it sounds like both of you kind of lost that person that you were so used to, and she's just not the same. You mentioned her coming at you with a knife, and that had to have been, it felt really threatening and scary. Were there any other times where she was threatening towards you?
That was the biggest one, I mean, when she was physically threatening us, I think, which was the scariest part about it. There have been other times where she just, I don't need you, like, you're not my mom, or like, you're not the mom that I need, or, so there's been some, like, verbal threatening, I guess, like, I'm going to leave, like, you don't understand, but that was the only really physical time.
How about with you?
It's just a family situation where I really felt threatened. I feel more worried about my mom than my personal self.
In what other ways do you feel worried for your mom?
Ever since this happened, it hasn't been the same for the whole family, I guess. And all the stress is on my mom, and it distracts her from her everyday tasks. It's putting a toll on both of our